Hello, it's really good to see you. Today we're going to do something that's kind of simple, sort of an everyday task, but it's something that a lot of people don't really do anymore. I learned how to do this when I was a kid, and that is polishing shoes, boots, or any other type of shoe. My dad was in the Navy Reserves for many years when I was a child, and he would, one of my jobs was to polish his boots when he needed them for a Navy Reserve weekend or for the 2 weeks he had to go somewhere every year. My job was to polish his boots for him, and I actually enjoyed doing it. So, one thing I acquired when I became an adult, when I moved out on my own, I got this. This is a shoe shine caddy, and it's kind of old. I got this at an estate sale, and it's a kiwi shoe groomer. Now it's has all kinds of stuff in here, and you open it with these little holes here. You just stick your finger in there, and it has hinges, and it opens, and it actually opens on both sides like that. And there's room in here for brushes or polish or anything that you might want to have handy for shining your shoes. And every now and then I will get this caddy out. I keep it in the closet. I will get that caddy out and I will kind of look through my shoes, and I will polish my shoes and make them look really nice, kind of shine them up a little bit. And I actually haven't done it all winter. I'm falling behind. But there's one pair of boots in particular that I like to keep polished, and it's this pair right here. They may not look like much, but I love these boots. These are Golden Retriever hiking boots, and I have had these for about 15 years, and I wear them a lot in the fall and winter. They're very, very comfortable. But a lot of times on the weekends, I will wear these with some jeans and a sweater or a hoodie or whatever. It's actually my favorite pair of boots. So I try to take really good care of them, because this particular type of hiking boot, I've had trouble finding more of them. Like if I wanted to get another pair, I've not been able to find a pair exactly like these. And they were kind of expensive, so I tried to take good care of them. So the first thing we have to do in order to polish these boots, if you want to do it right. Now, if you like to polish your shoes or boots and you don't do it like I do, everybody has a different method, so I'm not saying this is the only way to do it. Everybody does it, I think, a little differently. But this is the way I do it. All right. Now, first thing we want to do is, of course, pay attention to the color. This is made of leather. All this is leather. And the sole, I mean, obviously, we're not going to do anything to the sole. It is rubber, and it's actually in very good shape. So you don't put polish on the sole. That goes without saying. The first thing you want to do is remove the laces from the boot. Now we're going to do these one boot at a time. So you can see that they have very long laces. So we're just going to take them out. Just going to pull them out. And you thread them back through the eyelet like that. You can, of course, polish your boots. If you're in a hurry, you can leave the laces in there, but I think you can do that. You can polish them more thoroughly if you remove the laces. And that way, you don't have to worry about getting polish on the laces. So you just pull them out. They're very long. There. And you just set the laces aside. So now we have just the boot. Now, one thing you could do if you wanted to, you could do this section of leather in brown polish and do this one in a like a neutral, or you could reverse it to, over time, it might kind of change the color of the leather a little bit. I don't do that though. I'm going to show you what I use. This is what I'm going to use. And this is a new container of polish. I have not used it yet. It's from Kiwi. And most, at least in my area, most shoe polish stuff that you find in stores is going to be from Kiwi. So this is just a brown shoe polish. And it says right there that it's brown. So to open it, there's a little, it's almost like a little key. And you turn it. And it pops it open just like that. And then you can see the polish inside. Now, like I said, this one is brand new. It has that smell like markers, you know. It's kind of, it's like you like it, but you don't know why. It smells really good. So you can see it has kind of, it's not really shiny. It's pretty solid. It's not going anywhere. Now, to apply this to your boot, you need, well, I mean, there are different ways you can do it. When I was a kid, when I polished my dad's boots, I didn't have one of these. This is a little brush. You can see it's been used quite a bit. I have one for brown, and I have one just like it that I use for black. That way, when I go to polish a brown pair of shoes, I don't get black polish on the shoes. I only use this one. It has CLR on it because I was originally using this just with neutral polish, which is kind of like an ivory color, but I have started using it for brown because I don't use the neutral polish that much anymore. So we're going to take this container of polish and this brush, and I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to kind of swirl it around in there like that until you can kind of see where I've messed it up. So now I have some polish on here. I'm going to set this down. All right. Now I take my boot. I'm going to stick my hand down in it like this. And I can control the angle and the position of the boot with my hand inside the boot. So I take my brush. And you just take it, and in a circular motion, you are going to sort of massage that polish into the leather. Like that. And you're trying to get it into every little nook and cranny of the boot. Down into those crevices. And it takes a little bit of work. If you have any scuffed places, you can work the polish right into those scuff marks, and it will help cover them up, and you won't be able to see them as clearly when you're done. So it just goes down into the little crevices. We can get up in here where the laces go. Just like that. And as you apply the polish, I don't know if you can see, the surface of the leather starts to look dull. Like up here where we haven't applied it, it may look a little shinier, and down here it's going to start to look dull. That's okay. It's not going to look like that when we're done. So you're just working that polish into the leather. And when you notice that you're starting to run out on your brush, you just get some more. Like this. You just apply a little bit more. And you can switch hands. You can do it any way you want, as long as you get that polish down in there like that. I'm a little rusty. I haven't done this since last winter. Because really most of the shoes that I wear that I will polish are shoes that I wear in the wintertime. In the summertime, I don't often wear shoes that have to be polished or that would benefit from a good polish. Up in here you can see there's a lot of wrinkling and creasing in the leather, just from wear. Just want to work it in there. And see, I'm still going in a circular motion. I do that all over. Trying to get this part, the tongue. I think I need a little more polish though. No problem. And you can get stuff like this. You can get it at any store, like a grocery store or Target or Walmart. You can get shoe polish and brushes. And it's not very expensive at all. And you would be surprised what it can do for a pair of shoes. It can make them look brand new again. Sometimes it really makes a difference. And it helps preserve the leather. Or it seems to me that shoes that I polish last longer. It seems like the leather and the uppers last longer and look better. So I'm just going around and around. Like that. And I just keep turning the boot as I go. A little bit more. And a little tin of this polish will go a long way. I mean, it will last you a long time. It will probably dry out before you use it up. Sometimes you go to open and it's all dried out. That happens. Actually, that happened tonight. I opened one of the tins in there and it was all dried and crumbly. I'll probably replace that one. Okay. So once you're satisfied that you have the polish all over where you want it, and you might want to put something on the floor or on your lap because sometimes little bits of polish will fall off and it will get on your pants like I just did. And it's kind of greasy, so it can stain carpet or pants or things like that. So you have to kind of look out for that. Now here's our boot. We have applied polish for the most part all over the boot. Back when I was a kid, if I didn't have a brush, sometimes I would apply it with a paper towel. You just take a paper towel and kind of dab it into the polish and just use the paper towel to go in a circular motion all over the boot, and it works just as well. Might be a little messier, but it'll get the job done. All right, so the next step is polishing with the brush. I have several brushes here. And I have one brush that I use for the black polish. It's this big brush right here. This is a very old brush. This actually came with the caddy that I got at the estate sale. It's a Service Professional 100% horsehair brush. All right, that's what it says. And small red letters on here. You see it's kind of curved. But I use this one for black polish, which I have quite a few pairs of black leather shoes. And I try to keep them polished. So these two brushes here are also made of horsehair. They are both kiwi. This is a really old one. It's kind of hard to see because it's all faded from use. But it used to say kiwi on there. And this one you can still read that one. So the bristles on this one are a little softer. I think we're going to go with this one. The bristles are a little bit more firm. So I think we'll go with that one. So once again, you stick your hand down in there like that. Now you take your brush, and I'm just going to go back and forth like that, all over the boot. And as you do that, you notice, I don't know if you can see it, but you will notice that the leather that you are polishing and brushing over will start to look shiny again. I don't know if you can see it, but it's starting to look shiny again. You want to go all over the boot. The back, the sides, the top, everything. And it doesn't take long. It's very simple. Brush down. Now, there was a scuff mark here, but you can't even see it anymore now that we've polished it. So it makes the boot look nice and pretty. And it helps condition the leather too. So you can definitely see a difference in this one, which we have not done yet, and this one. Like if you look at all the scuffs on the toe there, it's kind of hard to to see, but they look a little different. So now we're going to do the second one. Same as the first, we are going to take out the laces. And these are the original laces that came with these boots. They have really held up well. I try very hard to take care of my shoes so they last a long time. But I adore these boots. I love them so much. I have found some similar, but these are getting hard to find. So I just take them out like that. Now, you can see where the laces have kind of creased the tongue. That's okay. So we have our second boot, and just like the first one, stick our hand down in there, and we're going to get our brush and our polish. Circular motion. Just always use it. I find that a circular motion for the most part works really well for working that polish down into the bristles, and then of course also for working the polish down into the leather of the shoe. Circular motion, just like that. And then you have all the little creases. You want to try to get in there. And it really soaks up it really takes up the polish. I find that I have to stop frequently to add more because it really takes it. Look at that toe. Look at all that scuff on there. All those scuffs. I have not been good to my boots lately. When you see an area that looks a little more scuffed up, and usually that's right around here or maybe right in here, you can always focus on that a little bit more Maybe add a little bit extra polish to those areas to help cover those scuffs up. Kind of fill them in. A little bit more. Oh dear, you can see a frayed place right there. That's new. That wasn't there before. But I've worn them a lot over the last 15, 16 years I've had these. I've definitely gotten my money's worth out of them. All around. And they start to look kind of dull. At the tongue. Get just a little bit more polish. You also have to be careful not to get it on your shirt as you go. Sometimes it happens though. Go over those scuffs one more time. There, now we can put this down. Go back and get our brush again. Has a nice wooden handle. It's kind of raised up a little bit, the kiwi part. And pick up your boot, look at it, and then you're just going to buff it all over. And I don't really think there's any right or wrong way to do it. Just a light touch, you don't have to scrub, it's just a light buff. And that looks good. All right. So here's our second boot. And you can see we had all this scuffing here, and it looks a lot better. So if you have leather boots or shoes and you have trouble with scuff marks, you might want to try, before you pitch them out, you might want to try getting some polish and seeing if you can kind of buff that out. So here are my boots. And all that's left now is for me to put the laces back in, and they will be ready to go. Here's how they look in the back. And they look wonderful. I'm ready to wear them. So I'm going to put the laces in them, and they will be ready for me to wear tomorrow because it's the weekend. All right. So there we have it. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. And I will see you again really soon.